Hey there, vinyl junkies. Nice to see you. You're looking good, yeah. But what I really wanted to talk to you about today is 3 more of my top 1000 vinyl videos. And we've been really coming along some great stuff. And there's an artist who really I thought, hold on, we haven't yet done anything by them. So today I thought I would devote this entire video to 3 albums. Yes, that's right, you read it correctly. 1, 2, 3 vinyl albums from Michael Jackson. And I decided to go for what I believe was his greatest period. And that's my personal belief, so you may think a little bit differently. And certainly, doesn't mean to say that his other albums weren't so good, but here we have 3 albums in a row, which really I think was the defining moment of Michael Jackson's career, when he was really on top of his game. And the first album I've picked is Bad. Now, Michael Jackson was an artist who really did just release a hell of a lot of hits off albums, and this album is no different. There was a short film as well that he did. It was quite peculiar when you watch it, with a stop-motion Japanese tourist in it. Never really quite got that, but this album, he went sort of his New York punky phase, though I think any New York street urchin who was trying to be bad with full makeup and eyeliner might have himself got beaten up somewhat. You know, just saying, just putting it out there. But we've got him looking actually quite good on that sleeve artwork there. And on the back we've got the full track listing, but this is in fact a gatefold, and we've got him striking a pose Vogue style on the inside there. But let's have a look. What have we got inside here? Inner sleeve. We've got full credits and lyrics in there, and makes a big thing as well about the guy who did the Bad logo gets his own personal credits. This is a Quincy Jones production, and Quincy Jones certainly worked with Michael Jackson and other artists on some really cracking albums. Big hits off this. Well, where do we start? Smooth Criminal, Man in the Mirror, Bad, of course, Speed Demon, Liberian Girl, Just Good Friends, The Way You Make Me Feel. To be honest, it's again, this is an album that's a bit like a greatest hits album. Great album, well worth including in any top 1000. The next album that I've picked, this is really the album that made Michael Jackson as a really mainstream artist, and this is Thriller. You know, when Thriller, the actual full version of that, well worth go and have a listen to it, watch the video too, hit the world, it took the world by storm. And also, the other standout track on this, Billie Jean. I mean, the man made Billie Jean, give him a break. This is classic Motown meets mainstream. The inner sleeve picture, I always find this quite telling. We've got him looking, well, slightly nervous, but he's holding a tiger. And what's interesting, I always notice this, the tendons in his arm are really sticking out there. He is holding on to this tiger like his life depends on it. And I don't know, maybe it did. Maybe the tiger was a bit frisky. Maybe he was a bit hungry. But it seems to be looking at his crotch with a sort of, there's lunch sort of look on his face. Inside we've got an inner sleeve. We've got a little stylised cartoony picture for Thriller in the middle. But then we've got the full lyrics and credits for everything. And then on the other side we've got the collaboration, The Girl Is Mine. He did this with Paul McCartney, and we've got the little cartoon image there of Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson fighting over a girl. Ooh, I don't know, you know, you wouldn't really do that these days. But then we've also got more lyrics on there. And there is also inside this album, let's just open that up, I've got a little 12 by 12 piece of paper advertising other Jackson's albums, and also Off the Wall, another Michael Jackson album, one that we're not reviewing in this series, but good album nonetheless. The final Michael Jackson album that I've picked might be seen by some as a little controversial when you think of such albums as Off the Wall, which I could have included in here, but I've gone for this because it is a personal favourite of mine, and that's what matters. And that is Dangerous. We've got a very busy front artwork picture here. And what's interesting is, again, it's a bit like those classic Experience albums that we talked about. This cover is out of a similar vein because each little bit of this screen cover references the tracks that are on this album. Again, Michael Jackson and possibly as much his record company, Sony, the Epic label, as much as him. But there was a lot of singles released off this. And you probably remember the big singles, Black or White, that was huge. Keep the Faith, Who Is It, In the Closet, Why You Want to Trip on Me, Jam, She Drives Me Wild, Remember the Time. Oh, the list just goes on. But it did bring up a lot of accusations that, well, if you were buying the singles, why would you buy the album? I think there's only something like 2 tracks on the album, 2, maybe 3 tracks on the album that weren't released as singles. So again, it's kind of a greatest hits type thing. Now, it's not a gatefold, but it is a double LP album. So we've got the 2 vinyl discs, and this helps improve the sound quality. They're a reasonable pressing. They're not like really heavy duty, but the sound quality is pretty good, and they do benefit a lot from being spread across the 2 vinyl discs. We've got all of the lyrics there on this sort of harlequin checkerboard pattern, and strangely for the production files, the inner sleeves are black and white, but we can see the little references from the front cover artwork, the little images which go with each of the songs. So, to take an example, we've got the little man there with the number 7, and that says Remember the Time. And if we look on the front cover artwork, let's see, there he is, on top of, I always think it's Les Dawson, but it's not Les Dawson, but it's stood on top of there. That's where we see that in the collage front cover picture. So let's have a look at the other inner sleeve, much the same. Got the harlequin pattern, full lyrics, and the little black and white images which reference the main cover picture, and the second disc there. So reasonable quality there, even though this was early 1990s, so in the days when CD copies of these albums were certainly taking over. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the Michael Jackson threesome. And he did Billie Jean, leave him alone, Billie Jean. Don't forget to like this video and share it too, because sharing is caring. And this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying take very good care of yourself. Keep on listening to those vinyl albums on vinyl. Well, you would do. You wouldn't listen to a vinyl album on CD, would you? That's just stupid. And keep those discs spinning. Keep buying albums, because vinyl needs your support. Actually, it needed your support about 10 years ago. Where were you? But I was there supporting it through the fallow periods, and now with all the hipsters pushing the prices up, vinyl is pretty easy to get hold of. Anyway, you take very good care of yourself. And this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now.